Ryan here, and today we got a couple of the heavyweight champions up on the table here. Over on my left side here, we got the Dewalt 60-volt air compressor, and over on my right one, we got, well, they still do 18-volt, the Milwaukee portable air compressor. Okay, let's start off with the specs here on these units. First, starting over on the Dewalt side here, this is the 60-volt model here. It is the DCC22560. I had to look at that number there on that one. Features a 2.5 gallon tank, 1.2 CFM at 90 PSI. And yes, everyone, you heard that number correct. That is not a very large number. Of course, I'm being a portable air compressor. Both of these units, they're not really designed for running large tools that require air grinders, impacts, that type of thing. These are just for small nail guns. I use this one here a lot for staple guns. Works really good for that. Blowing up tires here, you got to just go blow a tire up somewhere. One works really good for that. Now keep in mind if you're airing up tires that one, smaller tires, it's probably still going to take just a little bit of time because that's not a lot of storage, and obviously a 1.2 CFM one, it's not going to pump it up very fast. The Dewalt here claims a 79 dB sound level, so not terribly loud, but it is definitely up there. Let's see, anything else to note here? Of course, 60 volt that one, so you have the, let's see, the 6 amp hour, the 9 amp hour, and the 12 amp hour. I think they even have a 15 amp hour now, but you do have to divide those numbers by 3, by the way, when it comes to the 60 volts. So they are going to say 6. At the 60 volt, that one, they're only 2. So this is essentially a 2 amp hour battery at 60 volts. Price tag for this one, with battery and charger, from what I looked at online here just before I recorded this, $325. So for $325 that one, you get the air compressor, you get one 6 amp hour battery, or again 2 amp hour if you do the 60 volt conversion, and one charger. So battery, charger, and compressor, $325. Now, moving on over to the red side here, we got the Milwaukee fuel here. The part number for this one is the 284020. Again, had to double check that one. This one here, claim to fame is going to be its 68 decibel sound level. So this one is a much quieter unit. Only has a 2 gallon tank, so DeWalt 2.5. The Milwaukee here is a 2 gallon tank. Also 1.2 CFM, so same rate of air supply there. And let's see, is there anything else to note here? Oh, weight. I forgot to mention the weight of them. So yes, weight over on this one. This one here is 22 pounds. So the DeWalt is 22 pounds. The Milwaukee one is a whopping 36 pounds. And I'll have to say that is the first thing I noticed when I picked both these up. This one, you can carry the DeWalt around. It's heavy, 20 pounds, but it's not terrible. This monstrosity one, oh my goodness, 36 pounds. The first thing I said when I picked this thing up, this thing is heavy. I'm not entirely sure why, because technically a smaller tank. Yes, it is quieter, but why this thing is like 14 pounds heavier of it, I don't know. Not sure. Maybe just the form factor, I don't know. Nice thing about this though, it is a little bit quieter. With this, of course, having any one of the 18 volt batteries that Milwaukee offers here. In this case, we got an 8 amp hour battery here, so just a little bit bigger than the DeWalt. However, the Milwaukee one, from what I can tell, does not seem to offer an option that comes with a battery with this. All the ones I've seen for sale do not come with a battery. It is unit only. No battery, no charger. And a price tag to go with it, everyone. So before you folks leave the video here, and go check the prices out on this one. This unit comes in at about $380. Wow, that is one expensive unit. No battery, no charger. This one, $325 with battery and charger. And keep in mind, these batteries, they're going to run you probably about $100 for the battery. So if you can find this without the battery, which I could not do, by the way, it seems like they sell this only with the battery. I could not find this unit without. You're probably going to be looking at like $200, $250 for this one, if I had a guess. So yeah, no battery with this one, you're looking at $380. You tack on a battery like this one, you're going to be looking at probably another $150 to $200 for this battery. you're now looking at a $500+ portable air compressor here. That's a little steep if you ask me, compared to the Dewalt. So just keep that in mind. I mean, the Milwaukee is significantly more expensive if you ask me. Anyway, let's fire both these units up here. We'll just kind of get a time on how long it takes for the Milwaukee to fill. Keep in mind, a little bit smaller tank, 2 gallon versus 2.5. And then we'll fill up the Dewalt here as well, just from empty, see how long it takes. Okay, let's fire it up, Evan. Battery on the Dewalt goes up top here in the back, just slides in down. And then the button to turn it on is underneath here. Gotta say, one thing I don't maybe like about the Dewalt Evan is the button placement here. Getting your hands under here, even without a glove on Evan, it's not the easiest. And then you combine that sometimes in a work environment where you might have gloves or something like that on one. They could do better with that. So anyway, let's get the stopwatch going, Evan. We'll set a timer with this here. On your marks, get set, and go. Okay, just about 2 minutes I'm going to fill it from 0 all the way up to about 100 and, hard to get exact reading on the gauge, about 135 is what it's supposed to go to. Okay, we're going to start the same test here with the Milwaukee. Again, we're using an 8 amp hour battery here. Now the battery on the Milwaukee mounts up underneath the power switch here. Not quite as nice if you ask me, so you got to kind of hold it up in there, push it in. The Dewalt, you kind of just slide it down in. That's a lot easier in my opinion. Make sure we turn this all the way up. I don't know if you'll be able to see the gauge on here or not. It's right there. Power button, like this a lot better here. I want just right out in the open, which I don't know, maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. If you accidentally hit it, I guess. I'm not quite sure what Dewalt was thinking by covering there, Zowen. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. Oh, keep in mind, before we start, 2 gallon tank on this one instead of 2.5. So I would expect this to fill just a little bit quicker. Okay, with 1 minute and 35 seconds here on the Milwaukee. Not too shabby. So I'd say that was probably just a little bit quicker than the Dewalt. Again, on the Dewalt, a little bit bigger tank, so not exactly apples to apples there, but even with the little bit smaller tank here, I'm going to say the Milwaukee is probably just ever so slightly faster. Also, and I don't know how well this is going to come across on the video of one, but significantly quieter. You wouldn't think the 68 versus 79 decibels would make that much difference, but yeah, this is very nice and quiet. Very nice. Okay, well, on those notes, I think we can wrap this video up here. Just a couple of my thoughts here, and I'm not really going to say which one's better. You folks can be the judge of that. Just a couple of things I noticed right offhand. First off, power button on the Milwaukee. I like that a lot better. This Dewalt one, this is not a good design. And I don't know why. And actually, you know what? I just thought about this while I was recording this video. And I could probably fix this design, just lop this little hood thing off and be done with it. That'd probably make a lot of sense, wouldn't it, because again, it is hard. Even I don't have anything on. It's just bare hands. I've been trying to get my hand in there, and no, it is not a good design there. So power button, way, way better. Batteries, I do like the battery mount on the Dewalt better. It just slides in from the top. You don't have to try to hold it up in there and slide it in. Not terrible, definitely not a problem in any way, shape, or form. Just I think the Dewalt's a little bit better in that regards. Also, one other thing, or actually two other things I think the Dewalt is a lot better in here. One is price. Wow, this thing's kind of expensive when you factor in it does not come with a battery. So about $300, but almost $400. No battery. You have to add a battery, and you're probably going to be looking at, depending on what battery you get, probably $500 to $600. And let's face it, you're probably going to want one of the larger batteries. You're not going to want a little 2 amp hour battery with this one. That is probably not going to help you. The Dewalt, significantly cheaper, comes with the battery and charger. Again, I could not find this without the battery and charger, so I couldn't get a price on just the tool by itself when I tried, but I couldn't find anything. Next up, everyone, and I think this is another big one, and that is the weight, everyone. These are supposed to be portable air compressors, and this sucker is heavy with a capital H, weighing in at 36 pounds without a battery of one. So keep in mind, you add a battery, you're going to be looking at probably 40 plus pounds here on this particular air compressor. And again, for portable oven, that's getting a little heavy if you ask me. Now the Dewalt here is coming in at 22 pounds. Again, that's without a battery, so depending on what battery you put in there, it's going to add a couple more pounds. So you're probably looking at a good 25 pounds here or so. Depending on the battery. Again, you're going to want, well, okay, when it comes to the 60 volt, I mean, you don't have much choice. 6 amp hour is the smallest battery, so, and that is what the particular unit comes with. Now, the big thing that the Milwaukee wins on everyone, and it kind of its claim to fame here, is sound. This thing is quiet. I mean, very, very quiet. But I might have to add, like on a work site type setting, everyone, is that really going to matter? That's up to you folks. Both the units more than acceptable as far as sound levels go. If you ask me, I don't have a complaint about either one. So with that, you folks have any comments or questions about either one of these, be sure to throw them down below. You have any thoughts on these as well, throw them down below. If you used either one of these, let us know what your thoughts are, everyone. So again, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget, if you'd like to subscribe, make sure you do that. Click the subscribe button there. And if you'd like to follow me on the rest of my social media channels, you can find them linked down below as well. So with that, everyone, thanks for watching, and until next time.